Alrighty. Welcome to Nebulous. And I think that this is too loud, so I'm going to turn it down. Alright, well, anyway, welcome to Styx. Styx, look at it. It sticks. Sticks in space. Styx. River of Death, Greek mythology. Um, that's what it's supposed to be, sort of. Well, I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be. Team 2 ready to go. OSP Team 2. This is going to be a gold on gold game almost entirely. I think only one player is not. Team 1 not certain about what they want. Team 2 locked in. OSPs, it's a personality type thing. The people who play ANS, they want everything clean and together. The people who play OSP, they play OSP because everybody else is playing ANS. The ANS ships, they got more, well, they got more bells and whistles. They have bigger battleships. They have more armor. Team 1, OSP, has more guns. More guns and more ships. They will be cooking, and we are seeing them cook. One of them, Solar Him, is cooking so hard that they appear to be spamming their teammates here. Right. So each team on this map has point A and point B as a natural. Point D, point C, and point E are the edge points that need to be fought over. A lot of times people cluster around point C. I think it's because it's right in front of them, but really the other points are equally as important. Though C, well, I think point D is the second most fought over, and point E, these two rocks right here prevent it from having a commanding view of the rest of the map, and so the fewest ships go to E. It's my two. Vote kick Flynn. They're taking a while. People are going slow, and this is nebulous. We do have the fleet carriers, so I'm sure that there's plenty of moving parts that everybody is ready to use. Black Bat also not ready. Now somebody on both teams is ready. There is going to be 1 minute. We'll have to see. Black Bat might be going for the random deploy method or the I'm not readying up method. The sort of petty nonsense, the spite that people get up to in video games. Alright, well, we'll see what we see first. Let's see the ship. How loud is this music? Probably fine, but I'll turn it down to decibel. Alright, one ship, what is this? Acid Rain, container ship, the bulk freighter, plasma liner, nebulous, or Badlands Nebula, Styx. And people can't see these little engine flares. Acid Rain, Flynn, bringing the cap fleet, the destroyer fleet, one beamstone, a bunch of little frigate ships. That's how it goes. Black Bat, the alternative, the red team, the OSP, Rummy Blink. All of these little cap ships. The teams are impressively evenly matched. all of the players been around long enough that they negotiate team comps with their fellow gamers. Atlas and Bravo taken right away. Out microed again. OSP gets it first, which will give them the victory if those are the only points taken. Do we have any? We do have a carrier. Duke of Stars. A Murder of Pikes. Star. The carrier. Little pikelet ships. These ones do not have the little spotter. They have rockets on them. This is interesting. That's a lot of them. I've not seen this before. This is new to me. We'll have to see what happens with these little guys. It looks like they have all been detached, and so they might all be going to different corners of the map. Or no, they are all one flight. It's just hard to tell. We've got a team, it looks like some people burning up to sea. Toned Wound will get up there. Goro Majima. Exit criteria met. I believe that this is proven factor. I believe that this is the default light cruiser fleet. Mark the time. Solar Hymn. Avid Clue from Hardley. A Missile and a Jammer Axford. A pair. Missile and a Jammer Axford. This is a clean fleet from ANS. It looks like it's been organized. Riv in the trenches. Sir Poopit. Bringing the Pentabrick, a living fossil, as is the Axford, as is this fleet, really. Blue Man for the win. Ooh, the Plasma Liner's getting their favorite target right here. That is CIA minus. CIC is down, unable to cap D. Oh, they will. The ship is dead. They won't get it. Early pay. The Pikelets. SGMs. Oh, they do. Okay, that's what happened here. They traded it in for the target painter, and the target painter has said you cannot have the C point. And it looks like the E point has also been fried. So this guy has taken a missile, it looks like. OSP getting first blood, triple first blood. The riposte's coming out and getting nothing. Oh, pardon me. Brute Lab taking the shots. The Axford's going to dump their shells onto this little ship, but I think this little ship should be able to get to cover before it dies. We'll see which way they go, if they go anywhere. ANS, or OSP, normally has the advantage capping points just because ANS players tend to bring less ships, but in this game that doesn't seem to be the case. The light cruisers are going to probably secure E. I don't think there's anything here that can stop them. OSP is probably going to back their ships off rather than run into all that firepower. Likewise on D, but the other way. However, it looks like some of these ships might get picked up by these plasma liners. Now, light cruisers can run into small ships and do fine. That's interesting. That's some impressive micro if it's intentional. Blocking the shells with the other ship, but it looks like these ships are not going to sprint to cover. They're just going to sit here and maybe take another volley. They are still alive, which is good for them, but that's honestly surprising to me. Rocket, another fleet of rocket ships. Another 2 fleets of rocket ships. Bringing only these little pikelet ships. It's pretty impressive. It's like a heavy bomb, like a funny bomber type ship. They're just cruising here, waiting for their time to strike. Enemy is securing zone Eclipse. Blue taking Eclipse, trying to keep up with OSP, which has B and D right now. The E point going to be claimed by these light cruisers. And Black Bat. I'm not sure it's useless. It saved 1 point early on. We'll see how it does though. 12 ships in each of these flights. Bombers. That's a lot of bombs. They're gonna have to get close to get those off. Command wake missiles. That's impressive. And they've got Auroras, and so nothing will get through if the B short comes out. But the B short, there it goes. The B short comes out in time. Rummy Blink, or Coral Tile, the only ship to be lost so far for OSP. ANS knows where the other ships are, and they are shooting. Downpour. This is bad for OSP. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen this engagement. I think the Plasma Liners win hands down. If they get a good track. If they don't get a good track, they might just not. A Downpour is going to take some serious damage here, though. This is sort of an evenish fight. Should be, at the very least. Plasma, once the shells started hitting these light cruisers, the Plasma should have allowed some serious damage to come in. There's definitely more volume of fire that can come from the Plasma Liners than the light cruisers. Light cruisers have more long-term sustain, but long-term sustain is not what you necessarily need when your ships are as fragile and irreversibly damageable as they are in this game. The light cruisers, though, are very narrow, very ideal ship for tanking hits. They can just turn their nose the right way and potentially live forever. The magazine is out on this ship, though. And so that's a ship that won't be doing anything. Downpour is definitely taking some damage, but it's such a big ship that it can still be mostly relevant after it takes tons of damage. Proven Factor is in an awkward spot. If only they were a little bit further back and could slip behind this rock. Bombshells coming out. I'm not sure that those are what you want right here. Sir Poop It. Here comes the Plasma. These light cruisers in for a world of hurt. Hopefully the rest of the ANS team can leverage this to go take a point or something. Hop and skirt. About to run into a potential hard counter. The rocket shuttle. Do they see it? They see it. And they're pointed all the right way. Yeah, well, this is a truly impressive set of fighters being built up here from Duke of the Stars. 24 pancake ships. And that's a lot of bombs. That's one big bomb. That's two big bombs and two little bombs on all of these little ships. If they can manage to get close, whew, HERPF going to start doing its work. They need to burn quick, and they will. They are going for it. As Sifrin says, he is going for it. Each one of these guys, a missile himself. Goes a lot. I think that this was a little premature, seeing how it's going. The ship's just being shredded. It's not what we want. The hot rods doing their best. The gun's going to be doing more work than those fighters are, and that was a very ill-advised fighter bomber run. Don't run into two ships with all of their guns pointing at you. Ow. No good. No good. Hop and skirt going to survive. The load blown too early. You need to be very close to get a sprinter. A is being taken. It may not matter. But this ship's gonna die. There are more ships. Light cruisers still able to shoot here. It looks like they've come back just for this ship. That's why one went up and the other will stay here. Hidden away. Sir Poopit. One of the few things that can kill the monitor Pentabrick. Long range 450. It is 450, right? Yeah, it's 450. It looks like they don't have a clear track on it because they're not getting the good hits, though. So this is potentially a win for OSP. These ships can shrug off a couple of the hits. They have the armor. And this is potentially a wasted time and ammo. The lock comes in briefly for a second. There's no jammers out here. There's not enough volume of fire to really damage these ships at the moment. Mark the Time is going to be taking shells instead. They've got a magazine explosion potentially in the works. Shells flying all over. The Pentabrick going to hit exit criteria met, it looks like. Proven factor. A cripple. Acid Rain getting the drop on Hypnos, but Hypnos is pointing the right way. This is like a super meta game. This is like the team sat down and made their decision as to how they were going to play this game. It's kind of funny. I guess that's what you get when you get the golds. Golds versus golds. It's rare that you see a game of Nebulous this deliberate. More carrier ships coming out here. They can definitely kill the little sprinters, and that's probably what they're going to be looking for. They probably can get through these light cruisers. They've taken some heavy armor damage by now. And so those S1s might do damage against them. We'll see. No clue how it's going to shake out at the moment. Goose Feather missiles coming back out. The Rains might be distracted right now. It looks like, yep, they're going to land. All it takes is 4 missiles to hit, and some of these ships are out for a while. They do have a restore. They will get the CIC up. But if they get the CIC up, this is just a mobile turret with no ammo. So that ship is effectively dead. The lasers crash. Acid Rain gutted on the front. We'll see if any of it is salvaged. It's unlikely, I think. Oh, the DC locker storage. A greedy pick. The Stella missiles coming out. Here we go. Something for the masses. The missiles come in and hit the 2 destroyers. Well, the 1 destroyer and the Rain supporting it. This is out. CIC basic, CIC basic. CIC basic is a greedy pick. I don't think I've got a ship on me that has a CIC basic. A lot of people really like the CIC basic though. There's 15 points. I guess they use them well. Might be more like 30 points. 35 points. Something. Pancake Fleet. Sitting here, guarding the carrier. Hustler. Oh, the combat burn can be turned off, but oh well. Let's see. Mixed stage. These Axfords are dominant, and so all of this going on. OSP, I think, dealing more damage to ANS than ANS is dealing to OSP does not change the fact. Oh no, the rockets. And the rockets hit. Light cruisers a little bit, they don't quite have enough armor to resist rockets too well. Another cripple of a ship. The DC will have to be, or the CIC will have to be repaired. See, this is why you bring a reinforced CNC. There's a chance it doesn't do that, so you don't have to waste a repair. Green Oasis, out of rockets. Can be good to keep one, but we'll see. The light cruisers have been isolated and destroyed, it seems, by OSP. And the heavy cruisers up here outgun everything up here. So, I think the game is going to... Well, we'll see. This little ship, I don't think... 450 Styx is not it. You say that, but 450 is always good. It's just... your simple issue is that the heavy cruisers cannot put up with the... OSP is the king of guns, is your issue. ANS will always be playing second fiddle when it comes to guns. ANS's strength lies in the missiles and the armor. And unless you have like 15 ammo elevators, you do have a lot of ammo elevators here. So you will be shooting relatively quick, but it's not, it can't compete with the Alpha Strike that OSP has, in my opinion. Certainly not when you get close enough up to them to do this. ANS, by the way, or OSP bringing the a 450 as well, so sleeper 450, don't sleep on it. 450 is always deadly. We got another big ship killer fleet right here, 14 little ships. I'll have to play with the formations. I'm not sure wedge is exactly what you want for bombing ships. If you could make them all like one flat plate, I think that'd be better. Hypnos being sacrificed, so Thanatos can go the other way, it looks like. Solar Hymn. Solar Hymn and Avid Clue getting the drop from another angle on these guys. Downpour almost completely dead. Blue Man FTW for the win, going to lose out here, I think. Sir Poopit, I think, is the fleet to watch. Because even if ANS completely defeats all these ships up here, they've got to deal with the Pentabrick down here. And the Pentabrick, if they can sit on a point and hold it for a long time, is almost tailor-made for blowing up short-range heavy cruisers. Juiced Goose. I haven't seen any of Juiced Goose's... if we've seen their ships, I have not noticed them. I don't think they've launched it. They do have a hangar back here, but they might not have any ammo or anything for them. They do. They do. It looks like it might just be some quality of life defender frigates. Just looking at the ammo, I don't see any missiles in there. Slug and Flechette, yeah. Those are just some fighters to take the wind out of any bomber fleets that might show up. Almost wasted points on this mission, but... Thanatos going to take more shells. They've got the armor to withstand for now. Hypnos, They've got the two restores. If the guns shift off, then they might repair a gun and a magazine and start shooting back. They will have to repair a magazine to shoot back at all. But 2 repairs for what might amount to 2 to 5 volleys, not sure it's worth it. We've got another ship right here, the T-50 cannon. Hop and Skirt has just been roasted, toasted, everything. It's probably just now seeing a head cyan. A head cyan, basic, it's potentially taken out by like 1 shell here. They've got some HEs, you better start shooting, friend. But it might not matter because Sir Poopit is on the attack. Pawn roast, a ship forgotten, going to slip onto the D point to get some points. Murder of pikes, launching more ships. These are prime targets. Molten right, taken out. Mark the time, still alive. 2 cannons, 3 cannons ready. They could get a third, they could get another cannon up and then repair the DC locker for some extra repairs. Mark the time surviving in a not so hot state, but still combat effective. Pythons slipping around the back here. Will they get a good drop on Thanatos? It's looking like it. Oh my gosh. This wedge formation just hurts me a little bit. Not that it's particularly bad, it might be the right choice here, but I'm thinking that it draws out the amount of time that your bombing run takes, because the first ship always gets there first, and so theoretically, I guess it would like double the amount of time that you would need to take for your bombing run. You could have all your ships launch their bombs at the same time if they were all in one line, one wedge, not wedge, echelon. Oh, here they are, they're visible. What are they going to do? They're not going to take out high posts. They are going to go for Thanatos. Here they go. They're dropping their bombs on Thanatos. What's it going to be? And now they got to pull out. Pull out, guys. You guys are under way too much fire. That flak is deadly. The flak from the other 2 ships going to save Thanatos right here. Bombing runs. Oop, it looked like one of those hit. We didn't see it, but it looks like a cannon went down. I don't think that was worth it. Almost slick. Not slick enough. The cannon might be worth it, but Duke of the Star is probably out of fighters at this point. Definitely would have brought some rockets, I think. Just clean up smaller ships with those. But it's easy for me to say, I'm not playing the game. I'm just watching. A head cyan, doing its best. Hop and Skirt, that armor has shredded it. Pent brick, nowhere to be seen. And there we are, it is out. The reactor is out, the drive is down, the DC is down, the cannon is down. It has a CIC, but this ship is unable to do anything, and so a head cyan will take A. OSP looking to be in a dominant position at this point. People might dunk on this little carrier not being super effective, but I think it has been. Not to advertise carriers. But it's gotten at least 2 ships, and that's not nothing. Even if none of them were big capital ships. The real gamer strats use bombers, by the way. Which were not used this game, it seems. Gold players too careful to use the bomber. The brutish bludgeoning weapon of damage. Here we are. I do like these swarms of size 1 missiles though. I'm a huge fan of these. Those are probably 1-cost missiles. And there they go, they do pick up Mark the Time. A light cruiser down. Not quite down. 2 reactors, 1 reactor going up. They get 1 repair. And it's gotta be the CIC. The ship is minimally effective at this point. Essentially dead, I think. Brute Lab, also essentially dead. Teardrop. Blue Man for the win has taken a ton of damage here, but it's taken multiple fleets to bring them to this point. And so the purpose has been served. Any damage they have gotten has been charity. Mixed Sage. Getting those cannon shots out, Pawn Roast going down to it. I'm not sure what else this has gotten there. But I think OSP claims victory here. We might get a surrender out of ANS. Pentabrick cleaning it up, making sure there's absolutely nothing that can get the drop on them. They don't have line of sight to those heavy cruisers. These heavy cruisers, the only thing that's left, and the heavy cruiser is the slow and steady ship of the ANS. Though it's taken so long to kill these ships that I don't think it matters. They lack the stopping power. They have the armor pen, but OSP doesn't have much armor. Against Ocellos, these guys would have crushed. Thanatos going to be taking more shells. I don't think it even matters. They do have some beaten up armor, so some of those shells will get through. Mark the Time blowing up the reactor bloom. Alrighty. What next, if anything? And the game's gonna wind down to a close. This is late game Nebulous. It goes slow. Looks like Teardrop going to slip onto the D point. Mixed Sage. They don't know it's, well, they do know it's dead now. There's lifeboats coming out. Doesn't stop you from shooting the ship. You might want it to blow up. You might want the reactor to go up. Crash. That's right, Crash could not repair. It can turn on as a CIC, as a spotter craft, but it cannot fight. You can pretty safely assume this thing's dead. I'm not sure if they saw the escape craft come out, but it is unable to cap the point, so you know it's extra dead. And this is where the game is over. Sir Poopit is getting their eyes and their guns on the heavy cruisers. It will not get better from here. There's, I don't think, any way you can play this better. The line ships of ANS. Unable to break the OSP line. Only getting a couple ships out of it, too. Have to stop the axe for going to E. I don't think they do. I think. So, forgive me, but I think it would take so long for the Axfords to go cap points that they will not manage to get enough points before the game ends. We could do the math, but OSP is going to get 4 points a tick right here. 5 if they get C. They might not get C because of these big old Axfords, which both have line of sight of C or line of sight of near C. But the Axfords can only drag the game out. Yeah, by the time they kill the Axford and get to C, the game will be over in favor of OSP. ANS gets 1 point every tick. OSP gets 4 points every tick. Hypnos, going down. Hypnos, going down. However you say. Crash is still alive. Going to take some shells. You got nothing better to shoot at. You may as well take some target practice. Ahead Cyan going to investigate. An expendable ship going to pull on to sea. See what's going on. Gonna fire at Solar Him. Solar Him has a radar out. And a point defense out. I wonder how that happened. Why is Wellspur shooting at the tug finally? I don't know. I don't know which tug it is. Is there one tug? Is this it? Very often people mark something as dead, and it's not dead. Thanatos going to pick up B. Avid Clue going to pick up E, and now here is the real challenge. So this is ANS's final play. I didn't see this guy near B, but the final play here is that it's really hard to kill Axfords. So if one stays on each point, there's a chance that they can sit there for long enough that the game will run out and they'll get enough points. However, it has taken so long that OSP is actually up 100 points about. Will be up 100 points by the time they cap these points. And so we can do a little bit of math, and I'll do it right now. Alright, so if OSP is at 900 points and they get 2 points every tick, and ANS is at 800 points and they get 3 points every tick, OSP is still going to win, because by the time they get 100 points, ANS is going to get 150 points, and they're going to be 50 points short of the full 1,000 point victory. So I don't think that this wins for ANS, even if everything goes perfect at this point. Yep, Axford took too long to get to B, so OSP is going to win this. Internet Explorer knows. Good lord. And that sounds like an advertisement. I'm so sorry, folks. Thanatos doesn't look like they're going to live too long here. They do have Juiced Goose right here, going to be pouring some 450 onto them. The hangars are down. The Falcons are empty. I think that the I think that this carrier is completely out, though. It is revealed. E point taken. They're going to cruise back up here. You may as well try and shoot something, get some damage on the board. And we're here. We're at the 900 to 800 thing that was just predicted. I mean, it wasn't really predicted. You could see it coming. Downpour. No guns, but still showing up. Maybe it can cap the point. Whistleblow. Surpoop, it's going to make short work of Solar Him at this range. Plasma giving them the work over. Ship is rotating to minimize the amount it takes, the amount of shells that land on that plasmaed area. The little shells don't do damage unless they land on the plasma spots. And there it is. Thanatos' down box is going to be taken. OSP is going to double win this. There's no chance they're going to pick up the Axfords, which are bravely laying their lives down for the taxes of ANS. Remember, kids, something like this happens if you don't pay your taxes. I don't know which side you're on, though. If you get involved in the whole tax debate, something like this happens. Don't get involved. Alrighty, well, where is... Definitely works, I just skill issued. We saw. We saw these little guys. These little guys did not scale issue. These little falcon ships, pikelets, they did fine. The actual fighters, they had some scale issues. I don't think that's your issue. The backup magazine. Well, I mean, I normally put it down here, but I like their backup basic CIC. That's funny. They want an extra CIC, but you don't want to pay for it. The CIC you got at home. The surrenders. They come out. And let's look for a most valuable ship on both teams. Good lord, Thanatos doing a ton of damage. And all HE. All HE. I mean, I guess you don't have any Ocellas to shoot at. Crash got a good beam off, so that was pretty good. You normally need more than one to make the laser destroyer useful. Juiced Goose. That's the 450. A huge slugfest. They did launch these guys for one sortie. They've got Flechette. Flechette would have been good against exactly nobody because I don't think anybody on ANS really brought missiles. And personally, I think that this is what happens when you don't bring missiles as ANS. Those little pikelets doing amazing work. One bomb hit. I think it took out that gun on Thanatos. Pentabrick doing real good. Teardrop. Alright, I guess it's going to be Juiced Goose and Thanatos, who are going to get the most valuable ships these games. Thanatos was all the way over, all over the map. Alright, and that's it, folks. That's it.